Hi, good morning to all. Today let us discuss about the frequency hopping of spread spectrum. The frequency hopping, first we will see about the introduction, then frequency hopping spread spectrum system, principle of frequency hopping spread spectrum, then frequency hopping spread spectrum transmitter, frequency hopping spread spectrum receiver, slow and fast FHS, advantages, disadvantages, and application of FHSs. Okay, so first let us discuss about what is frequency. This introduction of frequency hopping spread spectrum. Okay, so here the frequency hopping spread spectrum will keep randomly changing its carrier frequency, that is in the wide band range. So while transmitting the noise like signal, that is modulated transmitted signal, will be used. Noise like code we are using, that code is called as pseudo noise code. So to enhance the bandwidth of the signal, we are going for this coding purpose. And in direct sequence spread spectrum, there is some limitation in processing gain. Okay, that means it cannot increase the value of n. That means the sequence, this n determines the performance. But in case of frequency hopping spread spectrum, it can be defined as the center frequency is getting changed periodically according to the PN sequence. So here we are using a coherent modulation or a non-coherent modulation technique, that is like MRI frequency shift keying, and also we can use binary phase shift keying. Okay, hops, that means a hop is nothing but changing if one frequency to the another frequency, and it will be happened in a random manner. Let us discuss about the frequency hopping spectrum. That means carrier frequency keep on changing. It is not in a intention manner. Okay, therefore this is the basic principle of frequency hopping spectrum. Here we can see that the waveform, that is the x-axis. Here we can see x-axis, it is represented as time, that is time, and also in the y-axis it is represented as frequency. Okay, therefore here you see the first, for the first signal the frequency hopping is taken for f5, and after some time the same carrier signal is shifted to the frequency f1. The same way, for the same carrier frequency, again it is shifted to f4. Correct? Then it has been shifted to f8. F8. Then again it is coming to f6. So same signal, the carrier frequency is keep on jumping to right, they keep on jumping to f5, f1, f4, f8, at least f6. So this is the way the frequency hopping spectrum is going to be take place. That's what the completed signal is distributed to the entire system. That means the signal bandwidth is expanded. Therefore let us discuss about the, we can compare. Okay, therefore let us go with the comparison of this FHS, that is frequency hopping spread spectrum, and the frequency division multiple access. The first thing, it has been shown that frequency division multiple access, that is the frequency division multiplexing. Here we can see clearly that is divided by the we can dividing the complete frequency spectrum into a subband. So F1 to 0 to F4 is the exact frequency band, and it has been divided into F1, F2, F3 and F4. So the one user is utilizing a completely the F1 band. Okay, so here we can see, but in the case of FHS diagram, the near to that is FHS diagram, here we can see that the each band is divided into subband, even though the carrier is shifting. For example, the first user, whenever they are using, the carrier frequency is marked as yellow color in the frequency band of F1. The same time the carrier frequency is changed to F2, then it is F3, then it is F4, so that n number of users can be used. There is no restriction to use a single frequency band. Okay. The next we will see about the frequency hopping system, that is a transmitter. In the transmitter, you see here the binary data D of T is fed into the modulator. Here we can use the modulation technique like frequency shift keying or binary phase shift keying. Okay, here, and the carrier signal for modulation, we know that the input data will be modulated with the carrier signal. The carrier signal to the input is AC into cos 2 pi FCT. Therefore, the output of the modulator, that is FSK modulator, can be written as SD of T. Therefore, it can be mathematically expressed as, here I can write SD of T is equal to D of T into A into cos 2 pi FCT. So the output of the modulator will be SD of T is equal to D of T into AC into cos 2 pi FCT. Now again we are giving we are applying one more in the SD of T is given to the frequency hopping spreader. There we are using one of the C of T, that is a pseudo random number will serve as a index into a frequency table. So a sequence is generated from the frequency synthesizer. So this frequency synthesizer will generate a constant frequency tone, okay, in which the frequency hops, that is this change in frequency will be have some set of 2 power k frequencies. Okay, and this hopping pattern will determined by the k bit from the PN sequence. So hopping pattern in the sense it is changing from a carrier signal is changing from one frequency, that is FC, to another frequency. So here it's clearly shown that it is the frequency table index. Whatever the frequency generated, it is the random sequence generated by the frequencies in the channel synthesizer, and also the channel table. So here 0 for 101 the frequency is 700 kilohertz, okay, and 11 the frequency given as 900 kilohertz. Such a way we are giving the locally generated carrier signal to the frequency spreader, followed by the frequency spreader. Next we are applying the output of the frequency spreader into band pass filter. So this band pass filter will give the output as a some frequency, that means the difference component will be get cancelled, it is neglected, and it will consider only the sum frequency, and it will give it as a spread spectrum signal. For one example I will consider this. Here you can see the bit, the sequence which has been generated over here, and the frequency is given as F0, F1, F2 up to F7. For example, you see the 5, that is 101, entire F0 frequency band is utilized by only 101. But in the case of transmitter, you see how it is going to be frequency hopping is happened over here. The same thing here, the F0 has been first it utilized FH as the centered frequency. Okay, now same F0 is shifted to F7, then it is shifted to F1, right? So n number of times, that is it is keep on changing, hopping from one frequency to another, so that the frequency spectrum is getting widened. Okay, therefore by increasing the sequence n, we can increase the bandwidth of the channel. Then followed by this, it is a uh, frequency receiver. Before that, in this example, here we can see that is equally spaced band in the here, and PN sequence output is what we can get it as 101 is equal to pi and 111 is equal to 7. Now coming to this, this is the example I have given, and if you see in the frequency hopping spread spectrum receiver, the spread spectrum signal is demodulated using the same sequence of PN, which is derived frequencies. Okay, the synchronization in the transmitter as well as in the receiver is very very important, so that spreading and despreading will be taken in a proper way. And also the demodulated signal will produced at the output of in this in a sequence of binary data. Whatever the input we have given in the transmitter as d of t, the same will be demodulated and we will retrieve the binary data. Here in the transmitter we have used band pass filter, and there the band pass filter is designed in such a way that to retrieve the sum component. Here in the demodulated side we are using it as a difference frequency component, and after considering only the difference frequency component, we are giving the output of the band pass filter to the demodulator. We are aware about that the demodulation is nothing but the recovery of original signal from the demodulated signal. Here also we can use either FSK method, that is frequency shift keying method, or a binary phase shift keying method. So here again we are using a carrier signal, that is a into cos 2 pi fct. Therefore after this, the transmitter side a into cos 2 pi fct, and this there we use sum component, and here we are using difference component, so both of them will get each other, so that we can recover the original information signal, that is binary data d of t here. And followed by this, here we have to discuss about slow frequency hopping system as well as the fast frequency hopping system. Some basic terms we need to keep it in our mind to understand what is slow hopping system and what is fast hopping system. So here we have to discuss about hop time, that is HOP. This hop time is nothing but switching time from one carrier frequency to another, or we can define as it is a small amount of time during the frequency change in which no transmission takes place. Okay, that is nothing but hop time. So for example, we can consider a small diagram, that is graphical representation. We can assume that this is our f1 frequency over here, and we will mark it as f1. Okay, and here this frequency is going to shift. Okay, in the f2, f1 is going to shift as f2. So here we can call it as the time gap. This time gap is called as TD, that is dwell time, and this time is called as what? Hop time, that is FH. So this from here you can understand what is hop time. Then then followed by this, next is the dwell time. So dwell time is nothing but the time spent on a particular channel with a carrier frequency. So the time spent on a particular channel with a carrier frequency. I have shown here the time period for total frequency, that is called what? Dwell time, and the time gap is called as what? The hop time. So dwell time is nothing but time spent on a particular channel with a carrier frequency. Then next discuss about the advantage of the in slow frequency hopping, one or more symbols can be transmitted over the same carrier frequency, and the symbol rate is equal to chip rate. Example for slow frequency hopping is GSM. And the fast frequency hopping is nothing but one symbol is transmitted over multiple carriers in different hops, and the hop rate is higher than symbol rate. Example, we can say it as Bluetooth. So this is the example. What we have understood, it is clearly mentioned that the first thing is user data and the bit duration is TC, and the next one is slow hopping, that is for the hopping for the 3 bits it is taking time, that is called 3 bits. When you see the fast hopping, you can, it's very clear. First F1, in the first duration itself it is going for the second hop, then third hop. So for each bit there is a 3 hops per bit, but in the slow hopping there is a 3 bit per hop. So that's what is called as slow hopping as well as fast hopping. And TS is nothing but symbol period, and TC is nothing but chip time. Okay, and then let us discuss about the advantage. The main advantage is nothing but the synchronization. It is greatly depend on the distance of processing gain. Okay, and this processing gain when comparing with the direct sequence spread spectrum is very high in the frequency hopping spread spectrum. And also the next is the one is synchronization and another one is processing gain is higher than that of D. Then disadvantage is nothing but very complex. We want to implement a frequency synthesizer. This frequency synthesizer is very complex and also it is very expensive, and bandwidth is also too large in the frequency hopping spread spectrum. So these are the advantage and disadvantage of frequency hopping spread spectrum. Thank you.